Las Vegas may still dazzle, but for many visitors, that sparkle now comes at a steeper price, from soaring hotel rates to $9 coffees. Inflation is hitting hard, and fewer tourists are traveling to the famous destination.
Tourism in Las Vegas is in a big slump this summer, costing the city billions of dollars. Some are saying that could signal trouble ahead for the U.S. economy.
Of hotel incentives, every single tourist I spoke to complained about high costs.
For years, MGM Resorts wasn't just a casino company, it was the heartbeat of Vegas. The Mirage, Bellagio, MGM Grand, Mandalay Bay. Each one was a kingdom of its own. But power attracts problems. What began as a series of small issues, rising debt, rising maintenance costs, and declining gaming revenue, slowly snowballed. And then came the breaking point. A massive cyber incident that froze systems, crippled operations, and cost millions in lost revenue and recovery efforts. For the first time, people asked the unthinkable. Is MGM too big to fail, or too big to save? Even after operations resumed, the damage wasn't just financial, it was psychological. The aura of invincibility was gone. If MGM could stumble, anyone could. And that's where Wynn enters the story. Wynn Resorts has always been the symbol of perfection. Michelin-tier menus. Marble imported from Italy. Chandeliers worth more than houses. A brand built on excess, elegance, and experience. But behind the glamorous curtain sits a massive truth. Luxury isn't free, and in Vegas, it never comes cheap. The company's expansion efforts, soaring construction ambitions, and high-stakes investments formed a towering mountain of financial pressure. Unlike MGM, Wynn faced escalating operating costs, competitive pressures, and an increasingly unpredictable global tourism market. Then came the final squeeze. A $10.5 billion project, ambitious, unprecedented, risky, intended to redefine the Strip. But instead of elevating Wynn, it became a ticking time bomb, threatening everything from cash flow to shareholder confidence. What was supposed to be a crown jewel turned into a catastrophic burden. In a city built on high-stakes gamblers, Wynn may have taken the biggest gamble of all, its own future. Vegas is like a spiderweb. When one thread snaps, tension shifts everywhere. First, suppliers felt the shock. Then entertainment partners. Then service staff. Then tourism itself. MGM's stumble triggered the first tremor. Wynn's billion-dollar strain triggered the second. And now, every casino on the Strip is asking the same question. If MGM cracked, and Wynn is bleeding money, who's next? Hotels quietly began cutting back on renovations. Some casinos reduced staffing. Others postponed new attractions. High rollers started diversifying to Macau, Singapore, and Dubai, new cities competing for the same global luxury market. For the first time in decades, Vegas wasn't the unquestioned king of entertainment. It was vulnerable. Vegas insiders will never say it on camera, but the industry is battling forces too powerful to ignore. Electricity alone for a mega casino can cost more per month than a small town. Add staffing, water, maintenance, entertainment, and security. Every year, the price goes higher. Macau, Dubai, Singapore. These aren't rivals, they are monsters. Younger generations prefer entertainment, not slots. Shows, experiences, nightlife, not blackjack tables. One miscalculation. One market shift. One global event. And the whole financial structure wobbles. Tourism. Conventions. Luxury travel. All vulnerable to economic swings. And when two titans, MGM and Wynn, stumble at the same time, the cracks become impossible to ignore. Wynn's $10.5 billion catastrophe didn't explode overnight. It started with delays. Then cost overruns. Then investor anxiety. Then leadership uncertainty. Then market shocks that nobody predicted. The project was supposed to be the most luxurious complex ever built. A revolutionary entertainment district. A creation that would reset the global standard. But construction costs soared. Revenue forecasts shrank. And the timeline stretched further and further into the future. Executives publicly called it transformational. Privately, some feared it had become an anchor pudding when underwater. For a company built on the promise of perfection, this was the ultimate imperfection. When a mega resort faces trouble, the impact isn't isolated. It ripples. Hotel bookings fluctuate. Convention organizers hesitate. Investors reconsider future developments. Shareholder confidence wavers. Smaller businesses near the Strip lose traffic. Vegas might look massive. But behind the flashing lights, margins are thinner than people realize. And right now, the Strip is balancing on one delicate truth. If Wynn collapses under the weight of its $10.5 billion gamble, Vegas won't just feel the impact. It will reshape the city for decades. History says Vegas always bounces back. Recessions. Market crashes. Pandemics. Scandals. The city has survived everything thrown its way. But this time is different. Because this time, the crisis is internal. Not caused by external global forces. But by the megacorporations that built the Strip in the first place. Vegas is entering a new era, one where casino margins shrink. Mega projects carry massive risk. Younger tourists seek new forms of entertainment. Luxury can't simply be built, it must constantly evolve. The old Vegas model is cracking. The question isn't whether change is coming. The question is how violently.